Hello, everyone. Sorry for the slight delay. I'm Johan Mark Jones, Head of Content at Charity Digital. Feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat and let us know where you're joining us from today. For this session, we're joined by Brad Gottemoeller, Social Impact Solutions Architect, and Ashish Jha, Solutions Engineering Specialist at Okta. They're going to discuss the thorny issue of cyber attacks and demonstrate just how their system can help. Before handing over, a few house rules. The session is being recorded and will be uploaded to watch on demand at a later date. The slides and other resources will be made available, so don't worry if you've missed anything. During the presentation, please ask questions in the Q&A section and we'll get to them at the end. And feel free to share any comments, experiences, or advice you have in the chat section. Finally, if you do encounter any sound or image issues, let us know in the chat and we'll do our very best to get the session back to normal as quick as we can. That's all from me. Without further ado, over to you guys.
All right, thanks. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining. Today, as mentioned, we're going to talk about some cybersecurity things, and specifically how to create secure digital experiences for your beneficiaries. Let's go to the next slide. There we go. Perfect. At Okta, identity is our core mission, and we offer two types of platforms: one for your workforce and another for your external users. Now, the product we're going to focus on today is for your external users, and it's called Auth0. And then, the way we use the term identity, it may be a new concept for you, but across all sectors globally, identities become critical infrastructure. So identity connects people with software applications. Basically, anywhere you see a login screen, that's identity. And the people that we're talking about are your employees and consultants, volunteers, donors, partners in the communities you serve. We're going to call them identities throughout this presentation, and we're going to focus on the communities you serve specifically. You may call them beneficiaries or service users. In the product demo, we're going to show, we'll refer to this group as program participants. Regardless of the name we use, we're talking about your beneficiaries or service users. So now that we've level set on that, we'll go to the next slide. Perfect. And if you address identity as its own concern, you will improve access to your services because it will provide flexible login options for you and your external users. It'll also provide security controls to protect your data and the data of your communities, as many of your beneficiaries are vulnerable populations. And finally, you will delight your users with a better user experience for accessing your services and information. And now I'll hand it over to Ashish to show you more details about the Auth0 product.
Thank you, Brad. So we will be sharing some key product features today, but whether or not you choose to use Auth0 in the future, we want you to take away these three key takeaways. And these are the core tenets of a modern approach to user login security from this session. And first, we will talk about how you can centrally manage and protect all your users. Like Brad mentioned, for a charity, users can mean different things. It can mean everyone, including your donors, volunteers, the people you serve. So we will show you how having one single secure place for everyone not only simplifies your day-to-day work, but it also helps build essential trust with your service users. Secondly, the ability to quickly adapt to changing environments. The world moves fast, and your charity or your organization needs to be agile. Whether you are launching an emergency fundraising appeal or a new volunteer program, the technology should be an enabler. It should never be a roadblock for you. So, we will discuss how you can stay flexible and responsive to the changing environments. Third, we will talk about how to collect the right data that helps you make mission critical decisions. This is all about understanding the impact that your application, your mobile application, web application, user portal makes on your users. So, by gathering clear insights into how people or your users are engaging with your platform, you can make smarter data backed choices that will help you grow your reach, the impact, and deliver all your promises more effectively. Ultimately, these three key takeaways are all connected in helping you build a more secure, more efficient, and impactful organization. All right, so everything begins with a login box. And one of the key features of any modern user identity management solution is its flexibility to adapt to changing user demands. And this thing begins at the login box itself for any application. This means making it incredibly simple for your end users, be it donors, volunteers, or beneficiaries, to sign in using the credentials that they already have and they already trust, like social login examples. So if they want to sign in using Google or Facebook, you allow them that. Or if they are more comfortable signing in using their mobile number and one-time password, you can provide them that as well. Auth0 offers these customized experiences tailored to your different personas out of the box. You don't have to worry about writing code, or your development team doesn't have to worry about integrating all these features in their login process. They can just toggle on a button and Auth0 will enable your application to sign in with Facebook. It's as simple as that. And by doing this, you also enhance security for all your users, as now they can just reuse their social login without the need to create another user ID, another password specifically for your application. They can just leverage their existing credentials. The next key feature is all about building flexible user journeys. And that's another thing which is important for customer retention, because the user sign up process, that is where most of your users drop off. So you have to make sure that part of the process is quite frictionless. Auth0 provides you a no code drag and drop editor that allows you to create custom login experiences. And these experiences can be unique to specifically your organization. Like you can do things similar to capturing more profile details on sign up. If you want to, let's say, collect a user's background or their current organization, things like that at signups, you can ask them for that. If you want users to accept terms and conditions before they can register at your portal, you can do that. If you want your users to set up payment details for donations or any other transaction, that is possible at the sign up process itself, or just doing something like know your customers, KYC verification, asking their marketing email preference, things like that. So all this can be done through the Auth0 portal itself without making any changes in your backend code base for your application. So that makes the process quite simple again for your development or engineering team. Another important criteria for any modern user identity management tool is all about how they handle user security. And we offer attack protection capabilities out of the box to help guard your mobile application, web application, your user portal, and of course, your users. And Auth0 can help detect attacks and stop malicious attempts from accessing your application, such as blocking traffic from certain IP addresses who are trying to DDoS your application, or displaying CAPTCHAs to prevent bots from signing up to your application. We can also stop genuine users from registering on your website if they are trying to use a password that was found in some breach on any third-party site. So we inform the user that please don't use this password. This has been previously found in a breach. And we can also provide like a step-up multi-factor authentication in case the user is trying to make a sensitive user action, like they are trying to make a payment or make a donation, or they are trying to change some profile details. We can ask them for a multi-factor authentication by sending them a one-time password or asking for their biometrics before completing that action. And another important functionality that you get out of the box is having real-time monitoring data for your application. It is quite important because it gives you more actionable insights and data. And with Auth0, you will have one central, reliable view of everyone who is interacting with your organization, be it your users, donors, beneficiaries. And this simplifies your admin work, and it also gives you insights into what is working, where you are getting friction from the user, where are you getting the most errors. So you can have a bunch of insights from this central view pane. And any admin, no matter their technical expertise, can easily be alerted to anything out of the blue, any unusual action or patterns that is happening, and take a response accordingly. And you can respond to security threats, user friction challenges, all of that through the data that you get here, and make smart decisions about your programs going forward. All right, so to summarize how all this comes together, you can think of the journey with Auth0 in three key steps that lead to greater success for your mission. First, we help you create a welcoming and flexible digital front door This essentially means that we make it incredibly simple for anyone, donors, volunteers, beneficiaries, to sign up to your application using the credentials they already trust, like Google, Facebook, Apple ID, whatever they already have. And we remove the barriers for them and guide them on a journey that makes sense for them, and they can easily identify with them. And it helps prevent user frustration and keeps them engaged. Second, we help bring all your user information together to give you clarity and efficiency. Instead of scattered dashboards and lists, you get one central, reliable view of everyone interacting with your charity. And this simplifies your admin work, but also gives you insights on understanding what is working and what is not working. And you can make decisions based on that for the future. And finally, everything is built on a foundation of security and trust. So, in the background, Auth0 is constantly protecting all your users, new signups, and securing transactions like donations. And ultimately, it safeguards your organization's reputation. So, this lets you focus on your core mission, core values, while you can be confident that the trust you have built with your community is protected in the digital world as well. So when you combine all these three key features, and what you get is essentially greater impact. So combining easy welcome, clear insights, and a trusted and secure foundation, you get to your ultimate goal, which is delivering greater impact to more beneficiaries and improving your digital experience along the way. All right, so now we will play a short recording of our platform demo made by one of our colleagues.
So we have an app, and this is something I created for you guys to kind of showcase and help you understand some of the stuff I talked about during the presentation. This is the Okta Customer Identity Cloud, also known as Auth0. So if you want to do some research about this later, you just jump on Google and type Auth0, and you'll get all kinds of links about our documentations. There's a ton of videos, right, that you can watch. But this is how someone would manage the backend for this application, which is the front end, right? So I'm going to go through the different personas, right? They're all going to register. They're going to log in using different flows. They're going to go through the welcoming flows. We're going to do all of that in hopefully 4 minutes. So let's go ahead and play this, right? And then when we're done with that, I'm going to take you to some of the screens where that is being managed. So we're starting with the donor. They're going to register. So let's go ahead and watch that. So they can use an email, they can use phone. Why did we pick that, right? Because if you have an email or a phone, that is going to be something that you're likely not going to forget, right? We support usernames as well, so that's an option. So here, this is important, right? So we offer passkeys, right? So again, so the user is registered. Now, this is the onboarding, right? Now, none of this is coded in the app, right? The backend does all of this for you. So if you want to change the order, change whatever data points you're collecting here, you can, and it's instantly available for consumption in the app. And it also looks like the app itself, right? So here is the donor dashboard, right? So you can see they go to their account, you can see the information that which is collected is presented there. And then now we're going to log out and we're going to log back in, and we are going to use that passkey that we just created. So as soon as the user touches the interacts with the login box, the phone knows, hey, we have a passkey, do you want to use it? And they do. They put in their thumbprint and they're in. No password. Very simple, very fast. So then they can go in, choose what they want to help, choose the amount. We can also protect the transactions themselves and make a donation right on the app. So next we have someone who is a program participant. Now I realize that some of the theaters, I actually, during my time in the military, I provided help, support, and security for humanitarian mission operations in Iraq. And I realized some of these folks looking to get help, they don't have any phones. The technology is just not available. But sometimes they do, and it is, right? And for example, a digital voucher is a lot harder, in my opinion, to lose than a paper one, right? And also, just because they don't have a phone doesn't mean that at the mission center where you're operating, you will have technology connectivity. So you can still create an account for them and hand them a piece of paper with their ID number, and that identity along with the picture can help you associate those folks if they come back, right? But let's say that this person has the ability to create an account, right? So they do so, and they're going to use their phone number because it's something that they're probably not going to forget, with a password. So instead of getting a message, they're using their phone number with a password. Then they have a different experience, right? Their onboarding is more about, hey, how can we help you, right? And they can enter all that data there, and that data is captured for each of the users. So then they see also a different dashboard, right? They have different menus. You can make their username a barcode, so it's easier to scan, right? You can have digital vouchers if that's a possibility that are assigned to them, and they can be easy to use. They're stored in the device, so you don't need connectivity to use them, and you can send them information about your base of operations, right? So now they're going to log out, right? And I'm actually going to show you. So I'm going to go to the browser. Remember that session that was open? It's gone. So it's no longer there. So the last thing I want to show you is we're going to have a volunteer try to create an account with a set of credentials that our attack protection knows to be breached. And let's see what happens. And of course, this person is conveniently named breach donor. And they go through the flow. They want to present their phone number. They can. On the next screen, they're going to create a credential. And this is where they're going to enter something that has been breached. So as you can see, right, we present them with a warning saying, hey, this password, we know it to be breached. Please choose something else. There's actually two flavors of this. There's the one where you can still let them do it if they want to. And there's this option where you won't let them do it. You will require them to pick something else as the password.
Okay, great. Well, that was a great demo. Hopefully, you got some value out of that. Just wanted to talk a little bit about Okta for Good. We are the social impact part of Okta. We work directly with our nonprofit customers to make sure they understand how to use our software. We make a concerted effort to live our values, which includes our mission to build a safely connected world where everyone can belong and thrive. And this is reflected in our Okta for Good program, where we mobilize our people, products, and dollars to support nonprofits. And if we can go to the next slide, there we go. You may be thinking that this all sounds great, but we probably can't afford it. And there's good news. We offer a very robust offering for nonprofits, including one brand new thing that I'll get to in just a sec. So first, you get free use of the Auth0 platform for up to 25,000 monthly active users. And a 50% discount on enterprise and self-service plans if you go beyond those numbers. You also get a 50% off our Expert Learning Pass, which are instructor-led courses. And brand new, this is the new thing from our learning team, you get a complimentary Okta learning courses, and which is a really nice library of on-demand courses. You also get 5 complimentary passes to our Okta's annual user conference. So we understand that nonprofits need more than just software licenses. You also need the expertise to help implement the software into your tech stack. And so we offer opportunities for complimentary implementation support, as well as paid implementations with our partners. And that is our presentation. We hope you enjoyed it. Now I think we'll open things up for Q&A.
Yes, thank you so much. Really like that. And yeah, as I mentioned, just going to say to the audience again, there will be loads of resources so you can read up on all of that, and of course the recording. The first question we have is, and it's open to the floor, so whoever wants to take it, or both of you, of course, but do you always need to have multi-factor authentication? Is there instances for some charities which means you wouldn't actually need it isn't essential in that moment? Because I think it goes back to Ashish's point of frictionless trying to have frictionless journeys, and that obviously creates an element of friction. So is there times where you wouldn't need that?
Why don't you take that one, Ashish?
Sure. So yeah, there are times when you need that, and there are absolutely times when you want the process to be very simple. If your application is just giving out information, you don't want people to sign up with an MFA every time. So that's where the flexibility of our platform comes in. So it's completely dependent upon the organization in which cases they want MFA to be there. We offer adaptive MFA, which is another feature where you don't even have to ask for an MFA every time. The platform will automatically detect whether a user is trying to sign in from a sensitive location, like if he has never performed a sign up from Australia and he's now currently doing that. So the platform will recognize it and ask for that. So everything is very flexible and open to how the people want to build it.
Could you also have multi-factor on some parts of your website and not on other parts?
Yes, absolutely. So if you are making a transaction, you can have MFA, but if you are just browsing the application, you don't need to provide MFA for that part. So all that is very flexible to build.
Brilliant. All right. The next question's on in a similar vein, but it's about is there any easy steps you could suggest to make the signing up process more seamless in general? This is for whoever wants to take it.
Yeah, I can take this one as well. So with the sign up process, it's about I think the easiest way to perform sign up these days is using social logins. So people already have a Google account or they have a Facebook account. They can just sign in with the existing credentials. But let's say someone wants to sign up with their biometrics if they have a mobile phone and they want to sign up with their fingerprint or their Apple IDs, they can absolutely use that. Sometimes people don't want to create passwords. They want like a one-time password to be delivered via email or SMS every time they're trying to log in. So they can also be open to that. So sign in also has multiple options and flavors according to how you want to offer it to your users. And you can always have more than one option of signing in. So you are not limited to just one way of doing it.
Cool. That's great. The next question is about, I think it refers to, so we saw a little bit of the dashboard there with data and stuff like that. So the question is, what about bots or attacks? Is there any suggestions you have about managing prevention without pushing away actual authentic people? So authentic users, as it
Yeah.
were.
Yeah, you
I
can
think
take it
this
back.
is you as well, Ashish.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay. Okay, so yeah, we do have like different attack protection capabilities, and for bots, generally it's customizable as well. Like you can specify if a user has put in wrong password 3 times in a row, then it can be blocked for a certain amount of period. They will be sent an email to reset their password before they can access it. So, and you can always bring it third-party integrations as well. If you're already using some other detection tools, you can tie them to Auth0's sign-up process. That feature is available. And out of the box, you get like 8 different forms of CAPTCHAs, Google CAPTCHA or some other brands CAPTCHA integration. So lots of flexibility there too. So our platform is completely friendly for developers if they want to leverage all the exciting features that we already have, or if they want to bring in external vendors, write their own custom code as well. All of those capabilities are available to them.
Could you speak a bit more on the integration? I'm just thinking from our
Yeah.
perspective that that's one thing we do struggle with sometimes is making sure our platform integrates with others. And is
Yes.
that easy on Okta or
Yes.
there? Yeah.
Yes, we do have like a marketplace of over 5,000 integrations, and these integrations belong to different categories like KYC integrations, payment integrations, bot detection integrations, social logins, and these integrations are from a lot of different vendors with like HashiCorp, AWS, Salesforce integrations for if you want to record your marketing leads. So all these major brands have built integrations, but let's say there is a brand which doesn't have an existing integration with us, then you can always call their APIs using some custom code in our platform. So integration is always going to be easy. If there is not a pre-built integration available, if that platform has an API, you can always connect to that.
Brilliant. Well, I think that leads us to the end of the session. So just to say thank you once again to Brad and Ashish for a brilliant presentation. And we will, of course, share the resources and anything else you want to share, and we can make sure everyone has everything. So yeah, thanks once again. And our final session today is the closing address with our very own head of marketing, James Corcoran. And yeah, so please do join us for that in about 5 minutes. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Have a good one.